Well, there we go. All right. Hello to everyone. I was trying to top and get things set up.
Hey,
We,
folks.
yeah, Dean and Dave in the house, and we hope you're doing well today on this Friday. I have to think because I've been off today. I took a day off. I had some things to do, and I'm thrown off a little bit.
I am too.
But it's been a good day.
Yeah,
Folks,
thanks.
keep in prayer. I heard that there was an active shooter at Emory in Atlanta. And we're going to hear talk sports, but always we want to recognize if there's a problem out there and let them, pray for them.
It's
Pray for
warm
them.
out there.
It is a warm day. It is absolutely a warm day. We got kind of spoilt with that cool front that come through.
I did.
I mean, it felt like fall almost, but then it steamed back up. So, but we're good. Hey, we're going to talk a little football tonight. We'll talk a little preseason. Preseason football in NFL has already started. Last night was the first three games. There's games tonight. The Atlanta Falcons play tonight. Of course, this is the first game. I wouldn't look for anybody, any stars to play, any top rookies. But, hey, football is here.
That's right.
That's cool. So we're going to look at Alabama's football schedule.
Football means fall weather.
Yeah, I love it. We're going to look at the AFC East. We'll talk a little bit about some news and notes and whatever we got, and get you up to speed on some stuff. Dean, how you been?
Good. Staying cool.
I enjoyed the racing show very much.
I do too.
I look forward to this weekend. And we'll catch up with it next week as we see how those things shake out. We'll feel free to talk racing tonight if you want to.
Okay.
And we appreciate those that are already in the chat. Thank you for supporting the Southern Fried Podcast. We are working hard every day to try to make things better and provide more entertainment for your viewing pleasure. And y'all pray for us. Pray for our families and our health, and pray for our country. Absolutely. And I noticed I just left the wrong thing up. I'll tell you what, I'll just switch it to that. Well, that's not what I wanted. We will switch it. My boy Rob's been in here moving stuff around, and we'll just go with it right there. There we go. Got to get things straightened out. I had everything but that. So But you can certainly email us and give us your opinions on stuff, and we love to have those. Um, and it should be a good sports weekend. I was just watching, Dean, before you got here. I was watching a little bit of that. We'll start off with this because it was kind of fresh in my mind. I was watching a little bit of that. I guess it's a part of the Dale Earnhardt documentary.
Yes.
About when he died.
Yes.
I just happened to catch I guess it was about a 10-minute clip of that. And I've never seen it all. And it just brought back a lot of memories because I was at a Georgia football game in Athens when that happened. And it's funny, I mean, I saw the video, but to go back and see them talking about it again, we didn't have video.
No, you're right.
We didn't have cell phones.
That's right.
We did not have cell phones. And it made me think about that as we left the game. We heard as we left the game, there'd been a major wreck and Dale Earnhardt Sr. had been injured, but that's all we got. Radio silence. We listened to the whole post game. That post game for Georgia, like most colleges, is about 3 hours, which gets you almost home. And it was not until we got we were within 30 minutes, I think, of being home. Of course, they left further out than we did, but they were dropping us off where we live, and then they have another about an hour. But it was about 30 minutes out from the town I live in that the news came over the radio that he had died. And it's surreal.
It was.
Absolutely surreal. But to go back, and I missed, because I've not seen that documentary. I'd never seen that part about, I don't think I had. If I have, I've forgotten. But I never saw that part about Waltrip trying to celebrate, not knowing really what's going on.
Right. I saw that.
And Schrader down there, and then and then they just said it went silent once the word came in, and it really did change everything. That wreck.
Mm-hmm. It did.
And I never had heard about the side hit. I'd always heard about the hit, the one hit, but I didn't ever think about the other hit that kind of hit him forward and to the side. But there were people that never watched that sport after that ever again.
That's right.
They sold their stuff. They couldn't handle it. I mean, it really did. Yes, Miss Jen, it was awful.
It was.
And I was just watching that before they came in, and I was like, wow, it just really took me back. I mean, what year was that?
2001.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't want to say 2001. What's funny is I can tell you everything that I remember about that. I don't remember who Georgia played.
That's me.
And I'm pretty sure we won that game. But it overshadowed all sports.
Oh, it did. It did. It's all over ESPN. It's all over Fox. It was everywhere.
And when we were leaving Athens, we was in Athens, Georgia. When we were leaving Athens, we Miss Jen said, I bought everything that comes out and still have it. Everything that came out and still have it. When we were in that, coming out of Athens, it's bumper to bumper, and you get stop and goes. There were people that were waving at us and asking us if we had any news. They were desperate for news. They were Earnhardt fans. But it's just, today, everybody would have that information, whatever they could get.
They would.
In front of them.
They would.
Then it was like we were in a fog.
Right.
All I remember hearing was Dale Earnhardt saying he hoped his buddy was okay.
Right.
And that it didn't look good. But then it just went out. There was nothing. And the radio station is obligated to play the Georgia postgame. Mm-hmm. So we listened to that and kept thinking they would talk about it. It wasn't until the very end of that show. And I'm pretty sure it was still in the Georgia postgame where they come on and announced it. And you could tell they were crying.
Right.
It just changed the landscape of all sports in an instant.
We had went to church that night, and we came in for church. My cousin called and said, their Earnhardt got killed. And I couldn't believe it. I said, the what? He said, their Earnhardt got killed today. He said, cut your TV on, you'll see it. And there it was, all over the TV.
Yeah. Just utter shock. So anyway, I want to start with that because it really took me back as I was watching that. It just, I would have been watching the race if I'd have been at home. It
Right.
just so happened we were at the Georgia game. And I'll say this and we'll move on. What it did as well was, there was a lot of, there was no in between with Earnhardt. Either you loved him or you didn't care for him.
That's it. That's
But
it.
at that moment, everybody became an Earnhardt fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really did. And I think everybody really felt for Dale Jr.
Right.
It was
Right.
like everybody just kind of grieved for him because that knowing what he had to, kind of not even knowing, but kind of feeling of what he was going through had to be traumatic, for him. But then you think about a sport loses its biggest star
Exactly.
by far.
Yeah.
He was the biggest star,
Yeah, it was.
and how that changed everything for NASCAR.
Yes. Yeah, that's what brought the harness device. That's what brought in
Yes.
all the safety belts, the everything they got in the cars nowadays.
Yeah, and in his death, he made the sport safer.
He did.
The safer barriers, eventually the Hans, all this stuff to reduce the energy that was going through a driver
Right.
and to keep them, protected more was really amazing. And one thing they said was, we never thought he would get hurt.
No, we didn't.
We never even considered that he would ever get hurt.
He had told Dale Jr. and Michael before the race started. He had said, y'all moving up. He said, I got a block for one of y'all to win. I got a block.
Oh wow. So anyway, it was just a thought as we think about, as we think about those things happening.
Right.
It's just amazing to think about, what that meant
Right.
for fans, the sport,
Right.
journalism in general. But like I said, it really did change. So
And it hit the whole sport world. I'm talking baseball, football. It hit everybody at the same time.
yeah, it sure did. It sure did. So if you're an Earnhardt fan, or just someone who cared. I mean, if you want to drop something in the chat, that's great.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit. Well, we've got our affiliates. We'll do a little commercial here. Don't forget Patriot Mobile promo code Cornbread, and of course W Energy Drink Southern Fried. There's a QR code for Mammoth Nation, and the address for Podbean. We love our Podbean. It's really cool. We have the coffees as well. SFP Coffee. I have it here in the studio. We are excited, waiting on this to really launch out and really get going and get these bags in the homes of America. We've got a new one, Paywhirl. Paywhirl promo code is also Cornbread. And don't forget about our Cornbread Nation radio. It has been live since about 10 after 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. And we've had no problems. Everything's good. We've been up shifting programming in and out. There is a QR code for that. We will have information later on apps that you can download, and you can pull up the Southern Fried. Its programming, its music, and everything whenever you want to or desire to. And this is great possibilities. We already have some people that, like I said, we're already featuring the music. We've got to get more up of John Frady with Cross Kin Ministries. That'll be in rotation as well as our own. But we've got probably about 10, 12 songs from him we're going to highlight. We have other folks that we're talking to right now that want to get in on that and get loaded up. Dummy here is having trouble with it. You're not a dummy. We'll make sure you're okay. I had my wife pull it up today to make sure she could have no problems, and also just to make sure it was counting the number of viewers or listeners, not viewers. And it was working appropriately. So we're still checking it out. And there's a lot more we got to learn about it. But it has a lot of possibilities. But eventually we'll go live there. We'll go live. So Cornbread Nation Radio. And we will have, I've put on the Rumble shop, or on Rumble channels, the shop for, Sticker Mule, which is a place that does stickers, shirts. Well, I think they have hats. Coasters, all kinds of things. I've been loading up logos is there as well, and that there's already a shop button on the Rumble channel. We've got a couple things we still got to do to that, but if you go in there, media is still there, and you can order it. I've got about 5 or 6 logos that's loaded up there. Don't forget the Shopify, and we will also add our Threadless, which is in this as well. I've got a QR code for that, but we'll also have a store with Printful, which will be attached to the Shopify. So we're just got a lot of plates we're spinning and getting them out there. I did put here the Braves are playing over the weekend here, and I put up Friday, Saturday, 7 o'clock tonight against the Marlins, and then 1 p.m. on Saturday, fresh off their win over the Reds last weekend.
Great.
Which was, I talked to some people about that, and they one person I talked to said they were glad that they didn't go because of the rain.
Oh yeah.
But they were glad that the Braves won. But apparently, they ran out of food.
Yes.
So you just can't plan for that kind of weather.
You can't. You can't
do the best you can, but they thought it was very cool that they were there. I think that's cool.
It's the first time Tennessee ever played a football game in the state of Tennessee. I mean, a baseball game in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, how cool. Well, let's talk about Alabama football.
Okay, let's do it.
Here is their schedule, and look at that. We are in the month that Alabama kicks off at 2:30 here against Florida State, and that's the 30th. It's nice to know that we're less than a month from college football. That's so cool.
It is.
So we've got that at Tallahassee, and then ULM, of course, at Tuscaloosa. They've got a fairly tough schedule. I mean, I don't think they're going to have trouble with ULM, and they probably won't have trouble with Wisconsin. I wouldn't think, but that also is a home game. But then Georgia. Georgia. And that game is in Athens. So that is good for Georgia. Of course, Alabama usually plays well there.
Yes, they do.
This would be not that Florida State's not a test. I think they are. But Georgia is the test.
Yeah.
Where is Alabama at in their offense? We'll come back to that in a second. Vanderbilt, who had a really good season last year.
Missouri did too.
And Missouri, Alabama's got them at home October 4th. Of course, a lot of times will be announced as the TV gets a hold of it. Missouri, in Columbia. And then the annual Tennessee-Alabama game. That one is in Tuscaloosa. And Tennessee will be trying to figure out which quarterback. Hopefully by then they've got it figured out. You would think they would.
Yeah.
Right now they don't know who that quarterback's going to be. Then South Carolina, another good game on the road.
And
this is that gauntlet time. The South Carolina we talked about last week. Dean, they've got to go through these 4 or 5 games in a row that are pretty rough. Then LSU in Alabama, though. Big game, always a big game against LSU. And then they got Oklahoma, but it is in Alabama. That's a back-to-back right there. That's pretty stiff. LSU and Oklahoma,
yes.
Eastern Illinois, and of course the Iron Bowl with Auburn. So if we go back and we look, that's a big game against Florida State. We'll get a good idea of where Alabama's offense is. They at times they struggle a little bit.
Right.
We'll see where if they figured everything out and got that fixed. Of course, ULM will be just a fan favorite where everybody will buy a lot of food, programs and shirts and celebrate. Wisconsin staying at home, they'll play Wisconsin. They should win that.
Yeah, they should.
I really don't think it'd be a problem. And then the big game, September 27th, that is already announced as a night game. And you've got Georgia, Alabama. That right there, Dean,
that's
is major for both teams.
Yeah, it is.
It's a major SEC rivalry.
Yeah,
and it's going to decide a lot about the early look at. It won't knock anybody out of the playoff just because of this game, but the one who wins it would have a good leg up going forward.
You're right.
Then, even though that's tough games, really they should win the next 3.
They should.
I would think. They have 2 of them at home, 1 of them on the road. I think they're okay through those 3. South Carolina's playing well. They're not going to beat Bama, I don't
No.
think. That LSU game, they do have it at Alabama, but that could be a toss-up. We'll have to see how the teams are playing. And is Oklahoma any better? They struggled last year.
They did.
They were not the Oklahoma of old. But Alabama has them at home as well. When you look at the schedule, I really think it's got some big games on there,
It
but
does have
honestly,
some
it's a
big
good
ones.
schedule for Alabama. They have a lot of their tough games at home, except for the Georgia game, and they should be okay. I think they'll be in the playoff, is what I'm trying to say.
I hope so.
I'm not saying they'll win it all, but I think they'll be in the playoffs. It's just my feeling about it. They didn't play horribly last year.
No, they didn't.
But this is a hot seat. Not a hot seat. It's not even a good word. I think it's the fan base will be like, well, let's see if they fix some things.
Yeah.
If they do enough, the fans will be fine, even if they grumble.
Right.
If he doesn't win the majority of these games, he is on a hot seat.
Right.
Because Alabama's not going to be that patient with him.
No.
It's hard to replace a legend.
Yes, it is.
It really is. And I
Right.
give the guy credit. I mean, if he's able to really do good and hang on there and play, be the coach there for, 20 years or something.
It might take them 5 years to get back to where they should be.
I think it's going to take a little bit. In the SEC, it's a packed conference
It is.
with a lot of really good teams. But Alabama should be in the top three. I don't see them falling out of the top three in the conference. And they will play very well.
But you really got Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma. You're looking at some tough teams there.
It's tough teams. I don't think Alabama will blow them all out.
No.
I think they'll be hard-fought games. And
It
I
will
think
be.
because they have them at home, I think they should do well. But the two games, LSU, Georgia, and maybe, just maybe, Oklahoma, could be difficult. And in one case, I think they lose.
And don't forget Missouri. That's a bad team too.
Yeah, and they're playing them on the road. So as we look at these different teams as we get ready for the season, we'll try to get through the SEC. We're trying to get through that. We still got a few teams to go, but we'll double up maybe next week. But we're trying to get them in. And then we'll actually talk about them into the season as well. And I always enjoy the Iron Bowl, no matter what the record is.
Right.
That's a hard-fought rivalry game. And it is in Auburn. And I'm interested to see. We haven't covered Auburn yet. I'm interested to see how Auburn does this year. Do they take a step forward or do they take a step back? Auburn's just not been able to get it back together.
They had.
Good for them that Alabama sort of came back towards them a little bit.
Right.
But Auburn's not been able to take advantage of it fully. So we'll see what happens. Auburn, Alabama.
Oh boy.
This great SEC football. I can't wait. I love it. All right, let's look at the AFC East. Some of the predictions that I pulled up from one of the sites, and I basically concur with most of it. I might disagree a little bit. I just put it up for reference points. I believe that Buffalo, I just feel like this is their year, and I believe that they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I really do. I think in this division they'll be fine, and that 11 wins could possibly be 12. They will be fine. They're a strong team. The problem has been in the playoffs. Hey, Broski, I think that I like Buffalo. I've always liked Buffalo. I like that James Cook, the running back. I like what he's doing there. The quarterback has at times had bad games in critical situations. I just think they get that cleaned up. That team is loaded. And I just think that they've got a slight edge on Kansas City now. They've proven they can beat them. And this will be a great race all season. But as they said, they're the Bills' three toughest forecasted matchups are spaced really nicely apart. And all are set to take place at home. Week 1 versus the Ravens. Week 9, Chiefs. And Week 17, way deep in there, almost at the end of the season, right at the end, the Eagles. So I think they go. It's my prediction. I've
I
already
think
said it.
Chiefs it's have a hard time with them.
Do what?
Chiefs might have a hard time with them.
I think they will. I don't think the Chiefs have fixed all their problems yet.
I don't either.
And one of their star receivers is looking at a suspension. So
I heard that. Yeah.
yeah, it's dummy move getting out and running around. But I think the Buffalo Bills with Miami, wherever Anthony is. Oh, Miami. Wow, this team. Every year, I wonder what's happened to Miami. I mean, like every year for the last 3 years, they should be better than they are.
Right.
But they just don't get there. And they're just not to that level of talent that Buffalo has. They should be.
They should.
But they don't play like it. And, of course, Tua's had his problems with health. That has hurt them. And they've had some problems in the trenches for sure. But this team has the weapons to be really good.
I thought when Tua went to Miami, I mean, I thought he might bring him out of the water, but he hadn't.
Yeah, and he has some real dogs playing for him. I mean, when I say dogs, I mean really good players.
Right.
Broski says they're soft. Well, I wouldn't disagree with that statement, Broski. Miami, a lot of their game is built up on speed and deep passes, and they don't show that toughness that you need to have in that division. And once again, I concur. I don't think Miami is going to play to the level of expectation, and so they're going to have to ask themselves after the season, what do we do?
Right.
It's not working. It's just not working. And even Miami fans are like throwing their hands up every year going, they embarrass me.
Exactly.
They should be better, but they're not, which is what I've said about the Falcons.
If Tua can't do no better, take him somewhere else.
Yeah, he's got to stay healthy. He's got to get rid of the ball quicker. He's had a problem with that. He's got to learn that he just can't take those hits.
Right.
He's susceptible to concussions.
That's
right. And if he has another 1 or 2 serious ones, they're gonna force him into retirement.
Right.
They'll force him into disability. He just can't. This is a year. He's got to do something this year.
Exactly.
But sadly, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
And I would not be surprised if you don't see a game where Tua's laying on the field.
Right.
And it's not good.
Right.
Because he just can't take those hits. And Miami's not proven to me that they can keep him upright and healthy.
Right. Right.
So, wow, Broski said, I was fixing to go to the Patriots here in a second. You can see the Patriots finishing second in that division. Well, that's not a bad observation, Broski. The reason I say that is because I think the Dolphins falter. And I do think the Patriots are growing and getting a little bit better. So you could have a point there. I'm not going to say they'll do it, but I think it's a possibility. Definitely. And there are the Patriots. They're building their team up around Drake May.
They are.
He looks really good. I like him. I like the draft that New England had. Of course, Bill's been moved on.
Right.
It's new leadership. And I think they will play better. Second is in reach, but I still think the Dolphins have more talent. But can the Dolphins play like the Dolphins should?
No.
I'll say this, and when it gets cold weather, Dolphins don't play well. They do not.
Of course not. They're from Florida.
So the Patriots, they thrive on that.
Right.
So late season, that is definitely a team that could make some moves late in the season. If they don't falter early, they've got a schedule that really is, I think, conducive to them getting off to a good start. You may be right, Broski. Like I said, I wouldn't argue against it. And that team's a joke. I'm sorry, Jets fans. I know what it feels like. and listen. At one time, I rooted for him until I didn't root for him. Justin Fields from Georgia. He's got a lot of talent. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. The Jets and their new quarterback, Justin Fields, I just think he'll be replaced before the season's over.
I do too.
I just don't. He can do a lot of amazing things. I'm talking about Fields. He has all the talent in the world. But this guy He just never puts it all together. He throws for a lot of yards. He'll run for a lot of yards, but he'll also throw the ball away or throw it in the interceptions. And I could be wrong. Somebody could get mad at me. He's going to have to mature up. I don't think he's the leader that he needs to be. He's not the leader. And he showed that his immaturity way back at Georgia, and I just don't think he's got that much better. He's a whiner.
He is.
He whines. And Broski says the Jets and Busted Fields
God,
are a dumpster fire. And listen, Aaron Glenn's coming in talking tough. I like it. But he's going to be Aaron Glenn will be screaming at the reporters by about week 7 or 8. He'll lose his temper. Watch and see. Because he likes to run that mouth.
Oh, he does.
Talk tough. Well, when it's preseason and before the season starts, you can say what you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play tough. We're going to take it to them. We're going to smash mouth football. It's a new day in the Jets. And when the Jets start out 1-7, and week 8 or 9, I don't know when their bye is, he's gonna be losing it. And I feel for the guy because he's coming in, and they do have some talent on that team. It is talent there, but they don't play as a team.
Right.
And Justin Fields, I like that. Bustin' Fields. That's pretty good, man. You've been waiting on that one. Bustin' Fields. He will be replaced.
Right.
Either by injury or bad play.
I said bad play.
The Jets are Jets.
Right.
Somewhere every year I think about Mike Greeny from the old ESPN show, Mike and Mike. And he's a huge Jets fan. And every year somewhere in the middle of the season when they just are horrible, I think about him because I remember him, and I'm not a Jets fan, but he feels like I do about Atlanta. It's like, what happened? Yeah, a.k.a. busted field goal. That's right. They don't seal the deal. No touchdowns. Field goals.
You know what they say, seeing is believing.
Anyway.
You know what?
And I will admit, as a Georgia fan, I never am angry at players that decide to move on. I don't like it because you want them to stay consistent to the team. But the reason I was really angry with Justin, one, he was immature, but I realized he wanted to play. But he flat out lied about my school. I say my school, it's the one I root for. So he could be eligible to play right away. And he did have a really good career when he got to Ohio State. But the fact that he burned us down, it left a sour taste in my mouth. And his sister stayed. If it was that bad there, sister wouldn't have stayed.
That's right.
We know what he did. He used the opportunity to get out. And I don't go around rooting against him. I won't say that because I don't like doing that. But not that I won't root against people, but it's not a bitterness. He left. It's over. He's a pro now. But I don't think this is a bad place for him to be.
Right.
I mean, if you can't do it, where was he at? Steelers? If you can't do it there, you're not doing it in New York.
Exactly.
And that New York press is going to be a whole lot worse than that Pittsburgh press.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. What in the world? All right, tonight, Falcons Friday.
Okay.
Versus Detroit. You won't be able to watch the game unless you'd have to be in Atlanta. Fox 5 in Atlanta, I think, is going to carry this game. You can listen to the audio. I'm not listening to an audio for preseason. But 7 p.m. tonight, the Falcons and the Lions tee it up. It'll be all backups, and over half the people on the field won't be there week 1. But I like watching that because it shows you some diamonds in the rough.
Right.
I really wish I could watch it, but they're getting ready to kick off here in just a few minutes. But I put that graphic up because I'm excited about football being here.
I bet you are.
Preseason football's here. All right. there's been 3 games so far. Baltimore Ravens 24, the Colts 16. I don't know that scores really even matter in preseason, but they do track them.
I don't either.
Bengals 27, Eagles. I said Eagles. Eagles 34, and the Las Vegas Raiders 23, and Seattle 23. That's one of those deals where in preseason you don't care. Seattle, Las Vegas are tied. Who cares? Let's go home. The clock is over. So we have these 3 games here, and I thought I don't have a I thought I linked that, but I didn't, I guess. But anyway, you can go to NFL.com and you can look at, if you care to, you can look at some of the early. There were some players that played that are going to play in the season in these games early on for a couple of teams. Some teams look at it different. Some teams don't play their stars at all.
Right.
Some only play them the middle game, a little tune-up,
Right.
But everybody's afraid of injuries. But some teams still say, I want you out there on that field for a good part of this game. But I don't know that that's fair. But
I wouldn't want the big names out there in the field right now. I want them to sit and watch the other players play.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either. I think that's you're just asking for trouble.
You are.
And I just think that why would you put your star quarterback, receiver, running back out on a preseason field where players are trying to make the team or make an impression, and they pile drive your running back or your quarterback into the ground, and you lose them for the first 4, 5, 6 weeks?
Right. I wouldn't want that.
It's kind of dumb.
I would not do it.
You can accomplish what you need to accomplish. They're veterans. You can accomplish what you need to accomplish in scrimmages and practices. Although in one game, I would probably let them play like a series to get a feel for the speed of the game again. And young players certainly need to play a little bit more. Michael Penix needs some time, but they're not going to risk him getting hurt. They've already said he's not playing in this game. And I doubt anybody, unless it's a position battle, is going to play in this game at all. So, but I still go back. Let me reminisce just for a second, and we're going to go to Dean's notes. I go back, way back, because I'm an older guy. And I remember watching a preseason game for the Atlanta Falcons, and they had drafted a guy. They drafted like 2 or 3 running backs that year. I know they drafted 2, but I was thinking it was a third. Anyway, they said the team has a lot of good running backs. And they said, we've got this, the guy that they said would be the starter, a decent running back. But what I noticed was that some of the rookies coming in, they had that look. And one of the guys blocked in college for, if I remember right, Barry Sanders. So he never was able to show exactly what he could do. Those 2 players became a duo, a tandem, that carried the Falcons through some successful years and were really good until injuries caught up with the one especially. Those 2 players were Lynn Kane and William Andrews. And when I was watching that preseason game that night, I went, whoa, these 2 guys here look really good. So sometimes you can spot some real talent.
Could be.
And players that played out of position maybe a little bit to help their team. Players that were behind 2 other players didn't get a lot of time to play. They might have played them special teams or something like that. You really don't know what they can do.
Right.
And all of a sudden they're in the preseason, they're knocking people around. You're like, hey, that guy looks like a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And they became starters. So don't throw the, it's week 1 preseason down the drain. Week 1 preseason is because the cuts come pretty quick.
That's right.
Look at these players, because some of these players who get cut may be picked up by another team.
You're right.
You can only hold so many. Which
You're right.
I will admit, I always thought it was too narrow. And I think for the reasons of safety, the 53-man roster in NFL, I always thought was a joke.
It is.
I know they have practice squad and all this stuff, but come on. They should be at least 60 players on a team. You're always going to need more linemen, offensive and defensive line. You're always going to need that. And you don't want people trying to play hurt. You need to have extra players the game when they go to play.
You're right.
Broski Bear says it's been an issue for offenses around the league taking the first 3 weeks of the regular season to get up to speed. Part of the reason is less practice time and less preseason time. Well, they're afraid to get them hurt, man.
That's right.
I agree. It does take a little time. That's why those first 2 or 3 games are pretty critical. Always, of course, but you want to get off on a good foot while you're. And I think Atlanta's one of those. They're still, getting their offense kind of used to working together.
Right.
So it could. I don't think it'll impact them much, but it could. But for a team like the Jets, that's critical. A team like the Patriots, critical. You have teams that need to work in some new players, and they need to get time together. But you're right. You're right. There'll be upsets in what looks like upsets early in the year,
right?
Because the team might not have been ready to go.
That's right.
So, all right, let's go to Dean's notes. And we appreciate him.
Thank you.
Being a co-host on the show, and I'm looking forward to his notes about. I don't know what his notes are about. They're his notes, not mine.
Well, I don't mind.
And so we're going to learn together.
Okay. The 2025 MLB Speedway Classic.
Yes.
Yes, I mean you like that. First MLB game with Tennessee.
Interesting.
It was Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. Bristol Motor Speedway, Bristol, Tennessee. Atlanta versus the Reds. Atlanta's mascot, Blooper.
Blooper.
Red's mascot, Mr. Red.
I didn't know that. I forgot that. Mr. Red.
85,000 tickets sold, breaking record of 84. But in 84, 587 sold on September 12th, 54. The Cleveland Stadium hosted New York Yankees. Bristol hosted NFL exhibition. Philadelphia and Washington, 1961. In 2016, University of Tennessee and Virginia Tech battled at Bristol, drew 156,990 fans. Let me try it again. 156,990 fans. NCAA record.
Wow.
Rain delay was Saturday at 9:40. Red score 1 run. Rain delay again. Game was again Sunday, 1 o'clock. The construction on the racetrack began May 27th, 25. Material for the ball field. This was interesting. 340 tons of infield clay.
Wow.
450 wall pads based on MLB London Series field. 717,500 tons of rock. 80,000 square feet backstop netting. 24,400 square feet of Diamond Series. AstroTurf, same turf of the Rogers Center, Toronto Blue Jays, much more. Bristol Diamond with dimensions spanning 330 feet down both sides to 400 feet dead center.
Wow.
That's what the notes is on the MLB Classic.
You think they'll do that game again?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too. They sold all the food out because they got delayed.
Right.
So, and some people couldn't make it back for Sunday.
Right.
So, except for the rain, it was a big success.
It was.
And the Braves come out on top. Yay.
Right. 4-2.
Because they've been playing horribly. The Braves going into the Knox game, I think, are 17 games out of first. The season is over for the Braves.
Yeah.
But it was nice that they could get this game in.
Right.
And get a win. And I wonder how long it took them to put all that in place.
It started May 2025. After the Bristol race, the next day they started working on the track.
Imagine being in charge of that changeover, and then change it back over.
Yes, they started it Monday. Monday after the ball game, they started the construction then.
Amazing, amazing. And it's good for the city of Bristol.
Yeah,
Uh,
good for the whole state of Tennessee.
yeah, good for Tennessee. And it's I guess it's is it time? I've heard there may be some movement, but could MLB be testing the waters to bring baseball to Tennessee?
I look at that. I'm thinking they're going to try it.
But not there, but in Nashville.
Right.
Uh, I think they're big enough now that even though the Braves are down the road, they do it in the NFL. And they have hockey, and I don't know why they wouldn't do it.
They ought to try it. They ought to just get an exhibition team and try it.
That whole state is growing in
It
population.
is.
Businesses are moving in as
Right.
they flee business not friendly states. The taxes are for states. It's low in
Right.
Tennessee. No state tax.
Right.
They're going to get all kind of incentives
Yeah.
to put a team there. My question would be: is it expansion or relocation?
Relocation.
I tend to think that too. And I wonder who that team would be that would look at if they were to build a state of the art stadium in Nashville. Who could they convince? Who would jump ship and move out of their city and move to Nashville? That would be interesting to think
It would
about.
be.
I don't have a prediction
I
right
don't either.
now,
I don't either.
but I'll tell you somebody I think that might, and Anthony's not going to like it.
Who?
The Miami Marlins. That franchise is a failure in South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It never makes money. It doesn't win anymore. The fans just are apathetic to the team. I think that could be a team that could move.
What about the Diamondbacks?
Well, they're pretty entrenched out there, and they like that warm weather year round. So they're really entrenched out there in that area. I think they would probably not move. I'd have to let's put our thought into that for this next week. I'd like to list 3 or 4, maybe even 5, who would be possibilities to move. But Miami seems to be very natural to me to get out and move there, because that's a primo city. I mean it's really Nashville's got a lot to offer. They've
Right.
built up a lot. They're building a new stadium for the Titans. It could be right there in the same general area or a little further out, but I could see this happening. And there are some small market teams
Yeah.
that don't do well, and
Right.
Nashville is bigger than some of those cities, and this could be a relocation.
That's
Of course,
interesting.
That's expensive to get out of your contract. It makes the fans mad, but it's happened before. It happened with Montreal
Right.
and others. I mean, look at the Braves. They
Yeah.
moved 3 times or
Yes.
2 times in their history.
3 times.
I could see this happening, and I don't want. There's some teams that are very entrenched where they're at, but they don't make a lot of money.
Right.
Would a storied franchise like the Pittsburgh Pirates jump up and move to
Oh.
a Nashville? I don't know. A Kansas City Royals.
The Tigers.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of problems. They're playing well, but I don't think they would move. But that area needs a lot of revitalization. So, who's to say?
The Mets.
No, they would never leave New York. And I don't think either Chicago team, certainly the Cubs, would leave. I don't think the White Sox would either. I'm gonna put some thought into this.
Yeah. Big time.
Maybe
Why not bring the Lookouts up?
maybe a Minnesota Twins.
Why not bring the Lookouts to a major team?
Well, they're way off. They're way down the ladder. But if you had your minor league team in Chattanooga
Mhm.
and you put your pro team in Nashville, that would be a nice pipeline.
Right. Like the Braves got the
Yeah.
Rome Braves Braves.
So interesting. Let's think about that this week. I just think I think that what they're doing is laying the groundwork to show teams, hey, you're not happy where you're at. We got something going on here, and to get the voters behind voting for something like that, because they're gonna have to build a state of the art stadium.
Yeah.
And stadiums are not cheap.
But it took Nashville so long to vote, and
Yeah.
the city council to vote about putting the racetrack in Nashville again at the fairgrounds.
Cowboy Cook. How about them Cowboys? Roll Tide. Well, you missed it, Cook, unless you were watching. I showed the schedule for Alabama. I think they'll have a good season. We didn't cover the Cowboys tonight, but next week. And folks, we're going to be having our fantasy team league get started soon, and I think Dean's going to jump in there and learn about it.
I am.
Me and Cook, he's got a friend. I'm going to get my son Jeremy. We got half the league filled up right there. So Cook's excited. He can't wait. Cook, preseason games are already happening. Last night, tonight, tomorrow. Brother, we're there. Thank you, Broski. I was sitting in my head. Oakland A's would be an excellent, and Tampa Bay, either one of those. That's 3. The Oakland A's may be the best option.
Yes.
It's not working in Oakland.
No, it ain't.
I mean, Miami's not good, but that's a good point. The A's always, all their best players always go to every other team. And
Right.
they're able to have a great farm system. They bring up some great players.
Yeah, they do.
But the team's horrible, and nobody comes and watches. It's like Miami. All of these are good. I just could see it, man. It's not going to happen next year.
No.
But I could say in 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a lot of talk about baseball in Nashville. Well, yeah, I was thinking about that, Broski. I almost said it. I said certainly not the Cubs, but the back of my mind, I thought with the White Sox, who gets disrespected in Chicago, would that team move to Nashville, have the whole city to themselves? It did cross my mind.
It did mine too, but I wasn't going to say it.
You said the Mets, but I just don't think they'll get rid of that Subway Series up there. I think they would do whatever to say the owners. They'll convince them to stay. There's a lot of money in New York, but there's not as much money in Chicago.
No, they ain't.
And Nashville is going to be a gold mine, I really believe. If
I
you do
agree.
it right, it'll be a gold mine.
Because you got hockey in Nashville. You got basketball, I believe. You got football in Nashville,
Yeah.
but not baseball.
He mentions the Brewers or the Diamondbacks, which you mentioned. Also, don't forget about the Anaheim Angels. That is it's not working.
No, it ain't.
Those are all excellent examples of teams that could move to Nashville.
Yes.
I just don't think baseball wants to expand right now.
I don't either.
They've got teams that want to move, and
Right.
I just think you're going to see some of that. Yeah, no way the Mets move. I don't see that. Raiders move to Vegas, so will the A's. Well, they could. That would be a logical step for them.
Yes.
And still be out west to gather fans from that area.
Right.
That would be a logical step. But Miami's got to be up there too. Miami's a massive failure.
Yeah.
It's not working. And I've never understood why. You would think with all of the Latino population, the Cubans and everything else that lives in South Florida,
Right.
you would think that baseball
You would think so.
would be they would turn out, but they hate that team. They hate Miami. They do everything they can to try to get fans to come in. They won't do it. They come in and root for the other team. That's how they get a crowd. They bring in somebody else. They hate their own team. They hate them. And Miami at one time was really good. When they were an expansion team, they were a really good team. I mean, they almost, they put it in Atlanta. But it's not been good for them for a while.
Right.
And is Derek Jeter still a part owner of that team? I think so, but I'm not sure.
I'm not for sure.
Anyway, those are great ideas. I think I would like to just sort of get that out there. I'll do some polling and stuff for
I
people.
will too.
and see what they think about that, because I think that's going to happen. I really, really do. You know, a team that was in danger of leaving their city if they hadn't got a new stadium, that was the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, yeah.
If they had not got Cobb County, Atlanta was gone.
Yeah.
They were going to move that team. And I wouldn't have been surprised if Nashville wasn't the place they moved.
I wouldn't think about that, but you might be right about that.
But once they got Cobb County and all, man, that is a gold mine for the Braves.
Yes.
Man, they have got it going on in that area right there. Business is booming in that area of Atlanta.
Yes.
And even though the record's not good, the stadium's great. They love the Braves. The attendance will be good. They'll get it turned around. Atlanta's not going anywhere now, but they were in danger. They were in danger.
Yeah, they were.
An investment house has no allegiance to a city. And really, does anybody have an allegiance? When Art Modell moved the Browns, I realized there was no allegiance to any city. I couldn't believe he moved them to Baltimore, which he turned that into a powerhouse.
Right.
And Cleveland got their replacement team. But I got to be honest with you, I was shocked when the L.A. Rams, the St. Louis Rams, back to L.A.
Right. I was too.
What a messed up deal that is. So, yeah. And I still think baseball wants to put a couple more teams outside of the United States.
Yeah.
Probably in Mexico or something like that. But somewhere else as well. Maybe another team in Canada. I don't know. It just didn't work out. But who knows? Who knows? So I don't know. Have you been to a baseball game? Pro baseball?
Yes. Braves.
Well, what year did you go, or about what time did you go?
It was maybe the last game I went to was maybe 6 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe.
So that was still in the other stadium.
No, the new one.
It was the new one? Okay. Wow, they've been there that long?
Yes.
Wow, man. Time flies by.
I've been to the old stadium maybe once or twice. The new one maybe twice.
I've got to go to all three of them. Me and Cook went to, and my son went to the new one. And we were playing Washington and got drilled. That was Home Run City. I think they jacked 8 home runs on us that game. Atlanta came back and hit some, but they were down like 8-0 or 12-0. It was crazy. I was like, well, they're not going to win this. So we just enjoyed the game. We got to see some nice home runs, though. And I went back. I think we went back again and saw them win. But it's a great venue. I don't like the parking situation.
No.
That's the way it is in most of them, to be honest. So, well, folks, that's your sports show. Let's pay attention to these preseason games. We'll get much more news and notes out of the league. Let's see how these contract situations do. Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. See how these we didn't really cover MLB much, but there's not much happened other than the Yankees are faltering.
And the Braves too.
And the Braves too, but the division leaders are pretty set. We'll pick up on that next week. And we'll look at college a little more. And hey, we're 3 weeks away from college football.
You're right.
That is awesome. I can't wait. Jerry Runsdorf, I remember that name, owns the White Sox, but technically they're owned by a private equity fund now.
Oh, okay.
And I think that makes them easier to move.
Right.
They don't care if the city gets mad.
That's it.
They're thinking about money. And the White Sox would be a candidate for that, I really believe.
Yeah.
Nashville's an exciting city.
Yeah.
It's considered progressive and moving on. They got all this construction going on.
Right.
It's low taxes. There is a lot. Tourism is great.
Yes.
Nashville is a much more attractive option than Chicago.
Yeah. Yes.
Miami.
Yes.
Oakland. I can't even believe they're still playing baseball in Oakland, to be honest with you. What a city. My goodness. And really they play second-class citizen because everybody talks about San Francisco Giants. So it doesn't work well for them.
No.
But we'll look at that next week, and we'll see. We'll look at some of the injuries that are going to happen in NFL.
Yeah.
And we'll get some racing. By the way, Gene, tell us real quick about the race this weekend for NASCAR.
Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen.
It's a road course. I think it's 16 turns.
And we all said SVG is going to win.
Yes.
So
it's a 3-way tie here.
Franklin is a nice place, a very historic area, more between the states, Broski. I like the area of Franklin, and it is a nice place, and that would be a logical area as well. You got the interstate system right there, although they need to expand it, honestly. But I think Nashville will be on tap for one soon.
Oh, yes.
I really do. So take care, folks. We'll get you some music on the way out. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you,
and
Ken.
I'm glad he's feeling better, by the way. He was
Yeah.
not feeling well the other day. And it just didn't seem right. We missed him.
You're right, we did.
And I was like, we got to get Ken back in the game.
Yeah.
You never see him on camera, but he's a big part of what we do here.
He's behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes. He's making sure we don't get out of line.
Right.
Which with us two, we need that kind of people looking over us.
Yes.
Hey, we'll see you. Don't forget, Front Porch Talking tonight at 8 o'clock. And hope everybody has a great weekend. Take care. Lord bless you, and we will see you soon.
Oh, let me say one thing.
Go ahead.
Corey Heim won the first stage in the truck race.
Oh, they're racing right now, right?
Yes, the truck race.
Corey Heim, there's a name we keep hearing about. He's going to be moving up into other levels of that sport.
Yes.
Corey Heim's a good driver.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it. Broski says, have a good weekend, Dean. And he wants
Thank you, sir.
He wants to know who Ken is. He said, who's Ken?
My mom was got you seeing.
All right, there you go. So
Ken's a good guy. He's like a dad.
He's the mystery guy. He's behind the wall.
Right.
Peeks his eyes over the top every once in a while.
Yeah, like Wilson.
Yeah. That's Ken.
Yeah.
He never lets you see his face.
No.
We've asked him to. He said, no.
Right. I tried to, but he wouldn't do it.
See y'all. We'll see you on Instagram. Thank you, all the folks in Rumble, X, YouTube, Locals, Facebook, Radio, whatever. All you wonderful, beautiful fans. We appreciate you. And he gave a shout out to Ken.
Hey.
He said the Wizard of Oz. I like that.
I do too.
He's behind the curtain.
Right. The yellow brick road.
There you go. All right. Take care, folks.
Bye.